Hey, welcome everybody to the Astronaut Lounge. Today we have Purecoin. Drake Paulson is the CEO and founder, and what they are is a CRM community. Shit, damn, I forgot the word. Community relations manager. Um,
Uh,
or no,
Customer
damn,
relationship management.
that's it. Customer relationship management. Man, I'm sorry.
No
um,
worries.
And so, what they are doing is working with small businesses to streamline their businesses for free and at the same time expand their reach into the crypto world and expand customers' payment options. So, with that said, Drake, go ahead and introduce yourself. And I'm sorry again, man. I completely spaced that word.
No, man, no worries. You got pretty close. You got closer than most. So, my name is Drake Paulson. I am the founder of Purecoin Pure CRM. What we have built is a customer relationship management tool that allows the business, small business, to manage their entire business from our system. They can do all their invoicing, all their inventory management, any reports, uh, everything they need to run their business can be done from our system. Down to payroll, which comes out in March, something that we are testing with a couple businesses now. Our point of sale system, which is integrated in the CRM, is built so businesses can accept Visa, MasterCard, and ACH at much lower fees. In fact, we don't charge them at all except for 1.2% for Visa and MasterCard, zero for ACH, and crypto, which is only 2%. And the software is free for all small businesses. We never ever build a business for absolutely anything unless they sign up for websites and marketing on course.
Okay. That's awesome. Give us a little bit about your background though, in crypto, and what brought you about to create this.
Um, I have been in and out of crypto for a couple of years. I would join into a project and do really well or do really bad, and either one of the outcomes, I'd always have to back out because I would get very highly invested to the point where it took up all my time. Um, so I'm not insanely new to crypto in general. I am new to owning my own project. What brought me to Pure and wanting to develop something within crypto is seeing how many people are completely misled with cryptocurrency. People are rugged. People are, they have such a negative outlook to cryptocurrency. And in my personal opinion, I think that crypto genuinely is the future of currency. In fact, so much so that the United States government is highly involved to the point to where it's very high chance that the U.S. dollar will be a digital currency before the end of this year. So that being said, I've always been a web developer, software developer. So when COVID happened, my agency shut down, and I needed something new to do. I really got into the crypto much harder, and I wanted to build something that we could get small businesses involved with cryptocurrency, because as soon as you get adoption of small businesses, then that's when the real adoption starts coming. More the bigger businesses, the bigger software companies start seeing that even the mom and pops are involved, and then we can really build off that.
Yeah, for sure, man. Adoption is definitely key to spreading awareness for crypto and in general. Um, so speaking of that, I know we spoke before, and you mentioned that you guys were already working with a couple businesses. Can you go into that a little
Absolutely,
bit?
sure. So we have several actually six sales reps um, that are constantly feet on the ground. They are going business to business, constantly introducing businesses to our software. Now we do things a little different. We don't go into a business and push them as hard as we could possibly do to get them to sign up. And in fact, we kind of frown upon it. It doesn't really make sense to do that to small businesses, especially in today's economy, and with how many times they've already been screwed over with by most tech companies. So what we do is we go in and we build a genuine relationship with the business. In fact, sometimes it takes a week, 2 weeks, if not longer, to really build up the sell, if you will. So we go in, we build a relationship with them, we get to know their business in and out, and we get them to know us in and out. We explain to them different crypto projects. We explain to them the ins and outs of cryptocurrency and why it's so important to accept cryptocurrency. We go over charts with them. We're constantly going over cryptocurrency. On top of that, of course, we teach them the difference between their current software and ours, and why it's so important to use us versus anyone else. We currently have 16 businesses currently using our software. We have more than 10 currently on the hook, but again, we're still in that growing phase with those businesses. We don't want to narrow down businesses that we do business with. We like to have a very wide range. For instance, I literally have an ice cream truck in Jacksonville Beach that's currently using the software. He's been in business since before I was born. He's the only one that does the beach. Very nice older gentleman, was having issues with his point of sale system and was going over it with me. And I've known him for a couple of years because the kids and I will go get ice cream from him. And finally, I went to him and said, "Look, man, I have this software. It's going to open the door for you for many different opportunities." And we sat, we talked. I met his family, went into the ins and outs, and he signed up. And then we also have mom and pop restaurants, mom and pop t-shirt shops, just anything small business related is what we're going after.
Exit the traffic circle onto US 129. Continue
All
on
right.
US
Are you
129
driving right now?
21 miles.
I sure am. Yes. I'm sorry.
I just kept hearing GPS in the background. I'm like, what is going on?
Yeah. Sorry.
All right. Well, now we know where you're at.
Yeah. No. Hey, y'all want to meet for dinner? Let's go.
um, Actually, there's somebody in here that's probably close to you. I'm not going to dox your location, but anyways, um, so working with these businesses and they are aware of the crypto aspect of the company of the project, correct? And are you a
Correct.
registered company already?
Yeah, so Pure CRM and Pure Coin are two different entities. I actually get this question a lot. So Pure CRM is what we are incorporated. So all the securities behind the CRM, all of our audits, everything that goes behind, genuinely be able to run businesses through our software. Those audits and certificates are completely separate than the Pure Coin itself. Yes, we are incorporated in Florida. Anybody interested wants to go to Sunbiz, you can look it up, or I can post it in the group.
Yeah, man. Yeah, go ahead and post it in the group.
For sure, for sure.
Okay, so with the difference between Purecoin and Pure CRM, um, okay, um, what is the benefit to the token? What is the benefit to the token holders for holding this token?
Well, there's quite a few actually. Number one, are so if you go buy Purecoin when it launches, the buy tax is only going to be 3%. Now, if you want to sell it, it's 12, and that sounds terrifying. But if you go to one of our businesses that are using the CRM, the sales the buy tax, I mean the sales tax, if you will, would only be 2%. 1% goes directly back into liquidity. So every transaction done with Purecoin is going to build up liquidity constantly.
Okay, and I know you said that you could use multiple cryptocurrencies. So at the same time, 1% of all those transactions would be going into the pure liquidity.
So when it comes to other projects, we welcome that that type of deal. We have partnered with Mind Token and Zonimus for tokens that'll be accepted within the CRM besides the stable coins. Um, that's completely up to those token owners. So, for instance, if Ed and Stefan and I sat down and they said, "Well, we want to be really pushed through the CRM as well. Is there something that we can do to not only build our liquidity but build off of Purecoin as well?" That's just a simple conversation that we have to have, and if they're open to it, I'm open to it as well.
All right. Do you have your contract already ready to go? Because I see a question here in chat asking for links to audits. Um, and they also asked, uh, why have we heard for over 2 months that the CRM is being used by lots of businesses, yet we have not seen a video of anyone buying anything in real life with your CRM? I mean, obviously, you guys have not launched the token yet, so you wouldn't be they wouldn't be buying anything with Purecoin.
Right. So
Other
great.
company you've named is Grandma's Pizza. Um, yeah, so yeah, if you want to go into that, I'm sure you can see it in chat.
Sure. Actually, Grandma's Pizza canceled on us. That we had 17 businesses. They canceled with us. The lady that bought the place, it turned into a whole mess that we are just kind of in the middle of. So hopefully we'll get them back soon. But anyway, when it comes to we actually just shot a commercial Tuesday. The reason I've waited 2 months to do any type of transactional video is for exactly what you said. I want to push Purecoin. If the video that we had to film the other day is we ended up using BNB for the transaction, which is fine, but for our holders and our businesses, we want to push Purecoin for the businesses because it's cheaper for them to do so, and for our holders because the liquidity, and of course, the more people see that Purecoin's the option that's being used. So shooting a video for transactional purposes just to do it just doesn't really make sense. But of course, that is what we ended up go ahead and doing because so many people kept asking for it. The developer
Yeah,
is Sir Tris. Um, the developer is Sir Tris, who is actually in the group, and he just listed the projects that he's previously worked on in the group today.
what can you go ahead and name those projects? Because he didn't
Uh,
list it in here.
yeah, sure, no problem. Give me 1 second, I'll pull that up.
I've got it in front of me. Clifford Inu, peak 120 million market cap. Orem Finance, peak 40 million market cap. Guzzler, 27. Meta Club Society, Ponyo Impact, Cum Rocket, Knights DeFi, Numis Me, Crypto Legions, Dubs, FPS Token. He's written over 800 contracts in the last 2 years. He's a contract developer. He's also done all of my projects' contract work.
Okay. Yeah, so I mean, as a contract dev, the market cap, whatever the market cap hits, it doesn't really fall back on the contract
Yeah,
dev.
he in that comment he was responding to a question about previous successive projects, and I also kind of laid out for them at the time that the market cap of a project is dependent on the project. He's a contract developer. He writes safe contracts. That's his role.
And so this contract, are you guys planning on having it audited?
Absolutely, absolutely. We've gone over a couple different options. Probably going to go with Solidity.
Okay, yeah, it's good company. Um, yeah, definitely worked with them before. So, um, now as far as funding goes, you guys are having a private sale currently.
Yes, correct. We are. Our private sale is live. Several benefits for the private sale investors to jump in. Number one would be we we obviously want to be in every country, in every state in the U.S. We would like to be in as many businesses as we possibly can. CRM purposes, CRM, of course. So what we're offering our private sale investors is a chance to not only buy in very early, but we're also offering them a 5% commission. And how we're doing that is everybody that joins into the private sale will receive a referral code. That referral code, we'll never generate referral codes after the private sale. So that referral code will go into every commercial that we do. So for instance, if we do a Hulu ad for the CRM, anybody that joins off that Hulu ad will have that referral code would be advertised. Any social media ads, any advertisements just in general, we will circulate those referral codes that we generated through the private sale, and whoever code who is used will receive 5% commission off of the business that uses that code until that business shuts down. Or, of course, if worse comes to worse, they stop using our CRM system. So if they do 5% or $10,000 in transaction fees, the private sale investor will receive 5% of that monthly until the business shuts down. On top of that, 10% more tokens, and they get higher investing options with mine token staking.
All right, that sounds awesome. So this private sale, what's the soft cap and the hard cap, and how much have you raised so far?
Our hard cap is 30 BNB. We've raised 5.5 so far.
5.5.
And
Okay,
and everything we have, everything's been going to doing more AMAs, of course, marketing just in general. That's what the private sale is for, is to raise money for marketing, to continue to push the project.
okay. Have you guys been paying for marketing in fiat or in crypto?
In crypto.
Okay, I was just curious because if you look at the private sale wallet, there are a lot of transactions that are feeding out into a CEX. So I
Yeah.
was just wondering what was going on with that.
So a couple of times I did a couple AMAs in these groups that I didn't really those free AMAs where they want rewards and they don't tell you about the rewards until you're already talking in the AMAs. I've actually done a couple of those. Well, and actually I screenshots of the conversation for anybody that would like to see it. I kept trying to transfer them to BNB for the rewards. And they kept telling me that they don't accept BNB. They would send me their BNB wallet, and I would try to send it to them, and it kept saying invalid wallet, all this stuff, and they said it didn't work for them. That they said it was a long story, very complicated, whatever. So I would send it to my exchange, and I would send them whatever token it is that they were requesting.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty odd, but
Yeah, it doesn't, and Stefan and I talked about it too. And not Stefan, Ed and I talked about it too. Something about their country, or I don't know. I don't know, but that's what I did. What they
Sorry,
asked
I got a little distracted there. What was the question?
I was just
about
asking about
that.
the transaction from the private sale wallet to the CEXs to the CEX.
The transaction from the private sale wallet to the sexes.
There's
Oh,
multiple.
that's on Jake can explain that. That's not me. Sorry, I thought it was about the staking. My apologies.
No, I was
Yeah,
just
no, he
going
was
over
just
with them
explaining.
how doing the exchange. Yeah.
Yeah, that is pretty odd. That their BNB wallet wouldn't accept BNB.
There was three people, and they were all telling me the same thing. Now I took screenshots. I was sending. I was like, "Hey, this isn't the right wallet. It's not working." And then they hit me with a BNB doesn't work in their country or some bullshit. So, and I was tired of dealing with it. So,
Yeah, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I don't know what you know. I don't know, man. That doesn't make much sense. BNB and a DeFi wallet should work anywhere in the world.
no,
But
I agree. And they even sent me their QR code thing. I was like, send me your QR code. I'll just scan it. And it kept giving me little error messages. And I screenshotted everything, so anybody that needs to see it, I can post that as well.
Yeah, if you can post that in chat just for people, now that it's been brought up. So be
Sure,
best to just go ahead and post it in chat so everybody knows and
I don't mind
everything's
doing that at
good.
all.
So tell me more about the staking. So once you launch, what is the soft cap again?
Soft cap, what's it? 15, 15 BNB.
15. So 15 and 30, and then when how long are you giving this to reach the cap before launch?
I was thinking another. I genuinely believe it'll be full by the end of next week. And if as long as we can at least hit our soft cap, I think that we'll end it not this coming up Monday, but the next.
Okay. And then launch directly after. How much of the percentage of supply is going into liquidity, and how much BNB are you planning on pairing with that?
So I'm putting myself $10,000 into liquidity, and if we can hit 30 BNB for the private sale, we're going to put 50% of the private sale funds into liquidity. So I
Wow.
believe that's like right at 15 grand into liquidity going into a fair launch. We are doing a traditional fair launch as soon as we get done with the private sale.
Okay. Just curious, why if you're already got 10K to put into liquidity, why even have the private sale? Why not just do a fair launch?
Because because right now this is just me being as transparent as possible. All I have is $10,000. So if I don't do any AMAs, don't do any marketing at all, and just put $10,000 in liquidity, then we don't have that strong of a launch. If I can raise money by doing and to continue marketing with my private sale funds and pairing that with what I can put in liquidity, I think we'll have a much better shot of um, making this thing get as far as possible.
Oh, that makes sense. It makes sense.
And
So right now, basically,
I've dumped a ridiculous amount of money trying to get this thing going. So 10 grand's what I have left, and I'm gonna put it all into Pure.
eh, so you said you had 6 people, on the ground, trying to get customers.
Right.
Um, are they being paid anything, or are they getting paid in tokens?
No,
What are they
nobody's
working
getting
for?
paid in tokens. There is no team token. So when the first couple of months of having sales reps, I was paying them a salary. Um, After several situations and conversations, we've decided to move to a commission structure. So now they get paid off of transaction fees, a commission rate off of transaction fees monthly.
Okay. And how much in transaction fees are you guys bringing in currently?
Right now, we're at 3,200 a week in transaction fees.
All right, not bad. So and that's just being distributed to the 6 people, or
Yeah,
are you
sales
just
reps. So the 3,200 goes in a week goes into sales reps commissions, which actually this is the first month that has actually been to effect. It goes into I cover gas. I pay a percentage of car insurance, and I also have to have insurance for the business because they are driving. Um, and quite frankly, I know I've built a relationship with these people, so I help. They're helping us grow and getting the word out there about Pure and signing businesses up. So I help everywhere I can. So if they go into a business and they can set up a meeting, we'll pay for dinner, pay for that dinner meeting. So that $3,200 a week goes right back into not only Pure CRM but the employees as well.
okay? All right. So yeah, let's get back into the actual token side. So after you launch, the private sale investors are going to get 10% extra tokens, and they're going to get 5% of the transaction fees, correct?
Correct.
And then a higher APY for the staking. What APY, and is the staking already completed? Like the contracts, and what APY is that going to be just for a regular investor after launch, and what APY is that going to be for a private sale investor?
Um,
So we're still discussing what that's going to work out with. Drake here needs to math out what the projected revenues back into the system are to make sure that the APY is sustainable for the long term. I personally think that it should be, in the 25% range for the privates, and then the 20% range or a bit lower for the rest, just to make sure that the thing can survive long term. But again, we just hand the contracts to him, and it's up to him what he does with them.
Right, right. So Ed, you're just doing the contracts.
Actually, Sir Tris is also our developer for my project. And so he does the contracts for the staking stuff on our behalf.
Okay. All right. Now, how much do you have a certain set or certain percentage of the supply set back just to fill the staking pool for rewards initially? And do you have anything set to sustain that, either through tax or a deposit fee or withdrawal fee? Will it be locked staking? How is the staking going to work?
As far as the withdrawal stuff, I mean, the one feature with Mine Token is that anybody who stakes through us gets access to LifeWorks EAPs, and so there is a small fee on the front end just to kind of cover a bit of the overheads, but it's really tiny. It's like less than $5. It'll be up to him the terms he decides to set for the staking pools. He can choose 1 year, 6 months, 9 months, whatever he wants to do. He can also choose between set and variable. However, I strongly suggest set in this and pretty well every case.
Yeah, 100%. You don't want just the first couple stakers to get the whole pool.
That's right.
I mean, it's always good for the first couple people, anyways. But so what percentage of the supply is going to be set back to keep the pool filled, and how is it going to stay filled? How is it going to stay sustainable?
Drake, I think you've got that numbers in the Google Doc in front of you. I think it was 10%, but I'm just spitballing.
yes, give me 1 second. Pulling it up now.
Yeah, sorry, man. I didn't mean to, make you pull up all this stuff while you're driving. I didn't know you were going to be driving.
No, you're fine. Phone control. So it's 10%. I figured that's what it was, but I didn't want to speak wrong. 10% is going to be for staking. 10% of the supply.
10% of the supply for staking. How much again for liquidity?
10% for liquidity.
10% liquidity, 10% staking, and where's the other 80% going?
5% is going to the private sale. 10% is going to future LP. 15% is for CEX, and it's locked.
In a quarter mile. Under West
49.9% is going to development and expansion. 0.1% is going to the smart contract developer.
Okay, so Sir Tris is getting 0.1%. 49.9% is going to development.
Turn right onto West
So
Bypass.
by doing that, that means that in order to generate the funds for development, those tokens need to be sold on the market, correct?
So search risk is being paid, obviously, as well as the 0.1%. We've actually had several conversations about how he'll handle his sell, and he's pretty much told us that he's not going to just dump it the second that it makes any type of profit.
Right. So it's not going to be vested or anything like that.
No vesting, and to be
I'm
honest,
not going to say, I don't know search risk or anything like that, but how the 0.1%, but how much of the actual supply is he getting as payment? How much is he going to be able to sell if he actually wanted to? If he wanted to dump it, just rip it out all at once, how much of that would he be able to do?
So he's going to get his 0.1%. We're working on different, certain terms so we can make sure that it's not dumped. In fact, if we absolutely have to, if we can come to an agreement that we'll basically let him hold the tokens as a safe haven, and we'll work it out from there. But I genuinely don't believe it'll be a situation where as soon as he sees any type of profit, he'll dump. He's
Oh no,
got
of
tons
course
of
not.
other.
I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
I'm not saying he would do that. I'm just saying worst case scenario, how much is unlocked that can be sold on the market. So right now we're at 50%.
He's asking you about
40.
future development tokens. The 0.1% for Tris is far less of a concern than the
Right. Yeah. Nobody's
yeah.
worried about the 0.1%. I'm worried about the 49.9%.
Yeah, the 49.9%, which goes into development and expansion, that is unlocked. The 10% that for future LP, that is going to be locked. And that what we're doing is everything we build moving forward is going to be business related. So if we come out with a new application that we of course that relates to small businesses and consumers, we want to be able to have room to grow. So that's what we're doing with any future LP is making sure every new product that we come out with, we have room for that.
Yeah, for sure. For sure. What I mean, the 49.9% being unlocked is a little it's a little worrisome. So who is going to have control of that? Who's going to have control of the tokens that are unlocked in the contract?
I will.
So you're going to have full control of the deployer.
Correct.
Okay. And at the same time, again, we come back to, if you do need funds for development, those tokens do need to be sold on the chart. So is there obviously that's a whitelisted wallet that, won't have a max transaction cap on it. I'm not saying that you're going to dump all those tokens on the chart, but it is possible. Even if you got hacked or something, it would be possible. So why not? You're not going to need all those tokens immediately. Why would you not set them on a vesting schedule?
I was just going to say that the simple solution to this here is just to break them up into differently vested pieces based on your future timeline. I wouldn't leave those unlocked, bro. Lock them up.
No, you leave those unlocked, man. Nobody's going to buy.
Yeah. No, I can agree to that. I can agree to that for sure. But when it comes to future development and anything else that we have going on, our plan is to pull as much money from the business transactions for anything moving forward. So the thought of pulling money and dumping coin or tokens on the chart, that's not really that hasn't even, to be honest, has crossed my mind. So for instance, we want more businesses to join our system. That's what our goal is. The more business we have, the more money that we make in transaction fees, so that we don't have to even worry about taking money from any dumps or charts or anything like that. we want to get our money from transaction fees so we can continue to grow our system.
Okay, yeah, 100%. So, with these future plans of the revenue coming in from the transaction fees, would you think maybe cut down the percentage of the development tokens and distribute that somewhere else, or maybe lock them for a longer period?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't mind figuring out a better solution than just having them unlocked by any means. Like I said, and this was me being as transparent as possible. The thought of dumping tokens or anything like that hasn't even crossed my mind. But yeah, sure, we can lock them. That I'm not opposed to that by any means.
I'm just going to say that with my project attached to this one in reputation, if that wallet was unlocked, believe me, I'd be riding him like a pony.
Yeah. So speaking of that, with your name attached to this, Ed, I know you're not really core team. You're partner. Is there any other people on the core team that could be, put on a multi-sig or something like that?
Yeah, Scott potentially could. Yeah.
Yeah, Scotty.
For
and
investors' safety,
that would be
peace of mind.
that would be a really good
because
solution.
Again, like I said, yeah, because like I said, with it being unlocked, nobody's gonna buy it. Like I wouldn't even buy it, even if you were my best friend, bro. I'm just gonna lie.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie to you.
I understand.
But
when it comes to,
I'm not trying to tear you up here, man. I'm just a lot of things.
Can I give a little bit of perspective on this here? Drake's been working on his CRM in the back end for years now. He's bringing it out to market now. Part of the reason why I wouldn't normally show up and speak at AMAs for other projects, like that's just not something I would normally do. The reason that I'm here supporting him is that he did need a little bit of guidance in the crypto world, and so we're working through that stuff now. But the business side of his product is what has me so excited. So we're kind of in a bit of a role here where we're just kind of helping protect his project, if that makes any sense. And so there's still little bugs like that to be worked out. As I say, there's no way a 40+% unlocked wallet would escape my notice. I've been here way too long for that. So just wanted to throw that in there. The other thing is that I'm literally ghosting a mine token AMA right now, and I need to go. So
no problem, man.
If I get done in time and you guys are still going, I'll absolutely hop back in.
No problem.
Thank you.
No problem. Thanks for popping in, Ed.
I appreciate you guys.
And to be fair, I genuinely actually do consider them core team. I don't do anything unless I talk to them first. The mine token team. So whatever solution that we need to work out to make that more comfortable for anybody that wants to join the project, I'm absolutely open to it.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I think that's definitely something to be discussed before launch because, again, like I said, if you were to launch this tomorrow as it is, it would just be an epic mistake, I would say, in my book.
I agree. There was a question. There was a question in the group that I want to address. So the CRM has passed the SOC2 audit, and a lot of people keep asking for the links. Now, the reason that the links are not in the Telegram group because the Telegram group is more purposely for the actual Purecoin token. Legally, I'm trying my best to separate the CRM website and the Purecoin website. Now, as Ed said, when it comes down to the token side of it, I have had their guidance a lot, and it's greatly appreciated. Now, when it comes to the CRM side, I have to do my best to separate the two. So the token, any audits when it comes to the CRM, they will absolutely be public, but they will be public on the CRM website. I've had a couple things come up that I have to change on the CRM, or I have to do this for many different reasons to keep the security as secure as we are trying to do so. So the CRM website, it was pushed back a couple weeks. But when I launched that CRM website, everyone will have a peace of mind that yes, the CRM has passed an SOC2 audit.
All right, perfect. So with trying to keep these separate, my question would be, so with a percentage of the transaction fees from the CRM that is, you're trying to keep separate from the token, if feeding into liquidity, would you be worried about becoming labeled as a security? Because
No.
technically, you would be.
So when it comes to the token, if the token owner, which in this situation would be me, obviously, I can set many different tax options per use for my token. So the way we've been able to keep it separate is still having the 12% tax for exchanges, trading, selling, all of that. We have a separate tax, obviously 2% for any transactions that go with the CRM. So the token, so for instance, if another CRM comes available or point of sale system or any other project that wants to accept Purecoin in the whatever utility they may build, it's the same concept. So basically, Pure CRM is partnering with Pure Token to be accepted within the Pure CRM. So when it comes, there's no chance of it becoming a security or anything that we have in mind moving forward.
Okay, so it's just it's two
One
separate
thing I do
entities
regret.
with a partnership.
Do what now?
It's two separate entities with a partnership. So
Yes.
by using the CRM and the POS, the transaction fees are benefiting the CRM holders
So
through the partnership.
Correct. So for instance, just like I said earlier, if Anonymous and Mine Token or any project that we end up partnering moving forward, if they want to offer their holders a benefit for being accepted within the CRM, they have every right to do so. They partner with the CRM. They don't partner with Pure Token, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%. That makes sense. Okay, so
and one of my biggest regrets of all of this is naming the CRM Pure CRM and then the token Pure Token. I think that I've confused the situation. They are very separate, and we had to do that. And this is that the token side has been a very strong learning curve for me. Just being honest,
right.
I've always been
Well,
in the software.
I think the issue is that you're basically marketing the token as part of the CRM.
Yeah.
So that is,
Yeah.
that's the issue. So
Well,
it's
and
not
the
really.
reason that the reason that I do that is because I want, there's tons of different utilities out there, and especially when it comes to these crypto projects. A lot of these crypto projects that promise these utilities, they don't always have their utility. In fact, most of the time when you buy into a private sale, the utility is something that they've thought about and they've got this beautiful idea of, but our utility is absolutely done and being used. So the reason that I've kept them so tight knit on the Telegram community is because I want the world to know that, hey, this is Pure Token, and then our utility is going to be attached to Pure CRM. Because I've bought into projects before and I was promised this amazing utility, very beautiful. I saw these amazing screenshots, this beautiful artwork. I listened to AMAs and was convinced this was going to be the future for crypto currencies and crypto technology just in general. So the reason I kept them so attached was because it makes sense. You say, okay, here's Pure Token. It's going to be accepted within the Pure CRM. That's our utility. So what I've been trying to do is kind of separate for instance, the audits. I want to be able to say, okay, here's the token audits, and then here's the CRM audits. So I'm trying to keep them separate but same at the same time. If I know that sounds crazy, but it was my thought process moving forward, or in the beginning at least.
Yeah, I get it. So you were kind of working off the brand and
Right.
trying to package it all in one, but at the same time they're separate. but
Yeah.
people are thinking that they're basically buying the Pure token. They are part of Pure CRM. Um, now, damn, I forgot
Poppa,
what I was going to ask you.
Mr. Ricky Bobby.
Hey, Carl, what's going on, buddy?
Hello, it's me again. I just before you go on to the rest of it, it's quite late for me, and I just want to ask something with regards to some bits you brought up, and also something else that Drake has mentioned as well.
Yeah,
So
sir,
it just makes
man.
me question like the viability of how it's going to work as a CRM with the fees. So obviously, it's been discussed now. There's quite a few issues with the numbers, how the numbers have been worked out. It's a bit concerning, the amount of unlocks, the tokens being given out, the proportion of LP compared to the amount going out of private pool, things like that. But looking at your CRM info and what you were just saying, there's a 2% transaction fee versus instead of selling, you pay a 12% fee. So, okay, there's a perk there on it. But looking at it from the outside, so if someone wants to use your app and they want to spend your coin, it means automatically, they're paying 7% as a fee as a retail purchaser just to use it, or they're paying 2% of their Bitcoin or whatever other token that they want to spend instead. I know on your website it's saying you're doing it to reduce costs for retailers, but the way it looks like it's being worked out, correct me if I'm wrong, but it looks like instead of making things cheaper for small businesses, it's basically moving the expense on to the people that are buying with it because they're paying these additional fees on top of what they're already purchasing.
In a quarter mile, turn right onto
I'm not sure where you're
Road.
getting the 7%. So it's 3% to.
So if you buy your token,
Yeah.
5%, wouldn't it? 3% buy fee plus
Yep.
2% fee to spend it as well.
Correct.
Or 2% fee on whatever. So if I've got a
Take the next
token
right
already
onto
that I
7
hold
Road.
and I spend it on your card, I'm automatically paying 2% more, which, day to day, it's not a lot. But if you look at a large spender of regular use, that adds up very quickly. I was just
Continue on
wondering on
7 Islands
your
Road for 1
thoughts of
mile.
that being viable long term.
Well, in any crypto, obviously, we can all agree on crypto's the future, no matter how bad the market looks right now. So one thing that we have become to accustomed to is tax, whether you're buying, selling, trading, whatever it may be. So 2% to if I had $1,000 in Purecoin and I was walking into a business and I was fixing to spend $500 of it, I don't think a 2% exchange, if you will, would defer any holders away, because every project you invest in is going to have a tax when you move it from your wallet. So that's why we went with 2% as opposed to anything higher, because it not only does it benefit the holder, it benefits the business as well, because now they accept crypto and they do it at a much cheaper rate than any other currency. So for instance, with fiat, if they want to accept Visa, MasterCard, the fee for them is 1.2 Visa, MasterCard. If we can, and of course, we're trying to push these businesses into becoming holders as well. So if every time they accept Purecoin, it's also helping the holders as well.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. So if I take my Visa and I go to a shop now, I don't pay a transactional fee on it. Or if I do, it's virtually invisible because it's covered by the bank and all the rest of it. Or
Right.
I can go and use your CRM and pay an extra 2% plus the 3% that I use to buy the coins. But on your mention of taxation on tokens, I appreciate obviously a lot of tokens do have tax, but it's not a given. What usually happens is they either have a distribution or they have a tax. Whereas your setup's actually got both in there. So you've got your 50% held back for development, things like that, but you've also got a sell tax, which takes off money for marketing and development and all the rest of it as well. So it just seems like the numbers overall are very skew, and it doesn't seem to me it's going to help people using it to really profit from it, especially being tied to BNB as well. I think that's something a lot of projects have found out the hard way, that if something needs to be spendable, it needs to be relatively stable. Just like the talk people have had, people will spend Bitcoin, but we all know no one's going to spend Bitcoin in the future because of the Bitcoin pizza fiasco. You don't want to pay £10 for a pizza and find out it's 100 grand next week. And when you amplify that of being paid to BNB as well, it means your token, I could go out and spend 50, pay 2% fee, and the next day it's cost me 500. So again, it's the combination of having tokens pre-distributed, plus a taxation, plus a dual variation of the price itself and its liquidity pairing price moving as well. It just doesn't seem to be very viable as a spending tool.
I can understand. I can understand where you're coming from, but again, people are going to buy into crypto regardless. There's always going to be a tax, and I understand that. It seems like we're pushing that tax on to the holder, which is why we not only we did it 2%, but we also put 1% back of that 2% into liquidity. So we're trying to offset it a little bit. So that was our solution to the token side of it.
Okay, bringing that up, have you thought about becoming over liquefied that way? Basically, if everybody's just bought the token and nobody else is buying it to increase, to pump up the chart and then the liquidity, and you're adding this percentage into liquidity all the time, you can potentially become over liquefied.
Yeah, that's come up a couple of times, and we're working on several different solutions to make sure that that doesn't happen. So that way we can keep a little bit more control over it, and we're throwing around a couple of ideas to make sure that doesn't become an issue.
And just to clear this up, what is your sell tax?
Sales tax is 12%.
12%. Okay, so by actually spending, you're saving money, because if you were to pay 3% buy tax, then the 12% sell tax, that's 15% instead of 5.
Exactly.
Okay. And another question I had was, so these companies that are accepting Purecoin, I know you say potentially they become holders, but at the same time, these are real world businesses that need cash to, continue their business. So they are going to most likely sell their tokens on the chart,
Correct.
or however they want to do it. So that's going to cost them 12%.
Actually, no. It costs, so within our contract, it'll actually only cost the small business 3% for the small businesses that are using the CRM. And then, to be honest, that is one of our several options for the over liquid, you know what I'm trying to say, issue. So obviously, we don't want every single business to just every time they make a transaction immediately dump it. And we have incentives worked in for businesses to not do that. And we don't think that that's going to be a problem, but that's also going to help with, even when they exchange their tokens, it still goes into liquidity. Because they do sell. We understand businesses do have to sell to make their money. Same thing they have to do with their fiat. Which is why if they sell $1,000 worth of tokens, a percentage of that goes back into liquidity to help even it out.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, what percentage of the normal sell tax for the 12% sell tax is going back into liquidity?
5%.
And what is 5% into liquidity?
5%
Where
into
what's the
development and 2% into marketing.
okay? So 5, 5, and 2. So you've got 5% going into development, which is just filling up that 49.9% wallet even more.
Yeah.
And if
Yeah.
turn right on the US
Yeah. We'll work on a
I think
solution
with
for that
I think
today.
with half of the supply, I think with half of the supply going to development, I don't think you really need any tax going towards it as well.
I can agree to that for sure.
I
I
mean,
can
it
agree to
just
that.
like Carl said, we're just trying to work through the
take the
numbers
next right
here, and
on the US 1.
these numbers are very skewed. Um, Now, let me ask you. So, how are you getting paid, Drake?
Continue for 25 miles.
I get paid off of transaction fees just like sales reps. So every day, almost every day, I've been busy the past couple of weeks. I go out and I do the same thing as the sales reps do. I'm constantly meeting new businesses, um, trying to get as many businesses as we can sign up, building that relationship. So I get paid just as the same as a sales rep will.
Okay. All right. I was just curious about that because you said you were putting your last 10K, into liquidity. So, there's no way that you're going to go, and put your last bit of money in there and not have any coming in.
Right.
You
No,
got
I would never do that.
you got two kids in the car with you. So,
Yeah, and they are very expensive. No, I
okay.
pay myself just as I would a sales rep. In fact, we are on the structure that we built is I get paid the same as they will. Um, and then of course, on other sides of it, we are going to offer small businesses web development, digital marketing, custom app development if that's if something that they're interested in. So there's other streams of revenue uh, that will be occurring.
Okay. So yeah, what do you have planned for the future as far as those other streams of revenue that you already have, complete, ready, sitting on the back burner, ready to go?
Well, in March, we will launch our PureSwap app. Our PureSwap app is a little bit different than most apps that you hear with the name swap in it. Of course, we are business focused. So what we are building is an application that allows small businesses to interact with their customers basically that are into the crypto industry. Every business that's using our CRM and point of sale system will be on this application. It will tell everybody that is using the application where their business is, what they offer, what currencies they accept. They can leave reviews and they can even communicate with the business owner. Now, as the holder, they'll be of course they'll be able to exchange their tokens just as any normal swap application. But ours, of course, we want to find a way to get the businesses involved. So that's how we're going to do that. Now, also in March, we are entered. Right now, we're testing payroll, crypto payroll. I have one business that's currently testing. It's actually a tattoo shop, and then I am testing it as well. So it's a complete payroll service that the business can pick and choose which employees get paid in fiat or cryptocurrency, which and in theory is no different than how they pay their employees in fiat. And it is being tested, and that's something that we plan to roll out in March. Moving forward past March, we have a couple things that we're working on. Again, business related, and then again, crypto involved. Like we are in talks to develop a application similar to any food delivery service and grocery shopping delivery service, crypto based, small business based. So there won't be Walmarts and bigger chains on it. It's going to be small business related.
Okay, nice. Let me see here. Just trying to look in the chat real quick, see if there's any questions that we might have missed. Somebody asked why not use a stable coin, and that would kind of make sense. Uh, but I know the whole the whole point is to get your token out there being used and transactions. So that
Correct.
is probably the answer to that. um,
And for the record,
well,
businesses get to choose their currency. So, for instance, we partner with projects to be accepted within the CRM, and we're very picky on those projects, and we are always looking for new projects to get in there. So, what that does for other project owners is we advertise that their project or their token is accepted within the Pure CRM. We introduces the business owner and their customers or clients to that project as well. What it does for the small business is it helps them continue to learn about projects, see that there's more stable projects out there. But they also have the opportunity to accept other things as well, such as Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, whatever it may be. We help the small business decide what they're going to choose.
okay.
So it's not
All right.
just the three projects that we accepted, of course. That wouldn't make any sense.
Right. No, yeah, I understand. Um, okay, so one last question from chat, and then I will open up to questions in VC. So Sweet and Sharp has got all kinds of questions tonight. So let's see. They said, just to be clear, there is no video of the system being used to buy a product despite 10 businesses using it. You answered that. You guys shot a commercial that just hasn't been released yet.
We shot it on Tuesday, so it's literally
Okay.
still being edited.
And they say you can't name the business that use it, businesses that use it, and the only one you've named apparently canceled. Can you name any of those businesses that you are currently working with that are using the CRM? I mean,
Great
if you've got
question, and
3,200
I know exactly
transaction
who.
fees coming in, okay,
Yeah, I know exactly who asked this question because they ask it to me all the time. There, and I've explained it in our Telegram chat a couple times. The One of the main reasons that Grandma's Pizza canceled was they are in the middle of being transitioned from into a new owner. The new owners who we are dealing with, that transition took a little bit more time. So basically, I announced it too soon. Therefore, she was getting calls from people all over the place in Europe, a couple in Canada, a couple in the United States, um, about Pure CRM. But the people that were calling about the Pure CRM was, very few. They were more interested in to see if I was lying about her accepting cryptocurrency and Pure token and all that. So she was drilled with questions for like a week, on top
yeah,
of buying a business, doing the transition, all of that. So the reason that I haven't put these businesses out on the Pure Coin website or Pure Coin token website is because they are going to be on the Pure CRM website. I have several businesses that are going to do a testimony of using the CRM. We have shot a commercial this past Tuesday of the CRM being used in one of our bars. So when it comes to all that, releasing all those businesses, letting the world know that this is what we're doing, our token has not launched, and the purpose of this project is to get as many people accepting Pure token while using the Pure CRM as we can. So when it comes down to it, the marketing of the Pure CRM has been a little bit slowed because we are waiting for launch so we can do all these great things.
okay, yeah, that makes sense.
And we also have
And
to remember small businesses that we're dealing with. These are mom and pop. So let's say the ice cream truck in Jacksonville. If I release this phone number, took a picture with them, released this phone number, and all of the people in our Telegram group decided, let's make sure, right? Let's really dig into this. Let's blow this guy up like we did with the pizza person. I don't think that's acceptable. So right now we're working on a solution for that, where we can show off the businesses that are using our CRM and have a little bit more control over it because we lost control when it came down to the Wendy situation at Grandma's Pizza.
Yeah, I could see that. That would definitely turn some businesses off if they're getting, drilled every day.
Right. which which is
About
where the
this.
app comes into play as well. So they have a little bit more control of how they communicate with people.
Okay, so now once the token is live and you've got actual, you've got investors. You already have investors. You've had, 5.5 BNB invested in the private sale, and these people are expecting, returns from these businesses. How are you going to make that transparent to them? Which businesses, how much is coming in? Is there a third party audit? How is that going to be made transparent? Because obviously it's not all going to be on the blockchain.
Right. So that's actually a great question, and we plan on doing that a couple different ways. We will launch on the token website. There will be a chart every single day for the on the business side, so everyone will be able to see all the transactions made from the CRM with the businesses that are being used. Secondly, anybody that has joined into the private sale will have their own login. So not only will you be able to track your 5% commission, you'll be able to track everything these businesses are doing. You'll get first look at anything that we have moving forward, and you'll get to see which businesses have signed up and ones that we're talking to, because we're talking to several businesses now about joining, but they're not on our number list yet because they haven't started using the actual CRM. So that we have several options for everybody, even after the private sale, on how we can be as transparent as possible.
Okay. So I mean, you have thought about it. It sounds like basically you're going to have a dashboard that, tracks all the transactions from all the businesses, uh, and all
Absolutely.
the fees.
Yeah, because we want people to know that it's being used. One, for my personal mental state, I want people to know that it's being used. Um, I want people to know that there's transactions. I want people to know how great the system is. I want people to constantly think, "Dang, I should have definitely jumped into the uh, pure token and pure CRM project." But I also want the people that did jump in to see how successful it is for them as well.
Okay. So I mean, even a dashboard though, that's tracking these transactions, that's not infallible as far as, being able to be corrupted or fudged. So how is there going to be a third party, audit company that is working with you to provide any information, quarterly or annually or whatever, basically, providing all the details of all the transaction fees that came in, the total amounts by a third party.
Absolutely. So I've actually talked to two different companies about the transaction security when it comes to making sure that it gets out and is as transparent as possible. That's and again, just being as honest as possible, that is very expensive. So we we don't. I'm not just going to sign up for the first one that sends me a quote, or that calls and treats me really nice. We're going to continue to do research and find the best one that fits not only what we need for our holders and businesses, but also fits the budget as well.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's good to hear that you already plan on doing this. So, how are they going to be paid? Are they going to be paid out of, transaction fees? Are they going to be paid out of token tax? Where is the money coming from to pay them, while
The,
also
anything.
providing
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
liquidity to the project, the 5% to the private sale holders, the paying the, you yourself and the sales reps. Um, right now, currently, there's 3,200 a week coming in. Divided by 6 to 7 people. That leaves,
Well,
around $500 a week for each person,
well,
not including.
yeah, they only get paid commission if they're the ones that sold the business.
Right.
So if you don't sell in a week, or you don't make a sale for a month, you don't get paid. That's just the harsh truth of it. But
Oh,
obviously, by
I
the time
completely understand commission. I used to do sales myself, so
uh,
I loved commission. I loved commission-based sales because I'm good at it. Um,
absolutely. So even when it comes to the security side of it, anything that comes for especially the CRM side, is going to be paid out of transaction fees. Right now, yes, absolutely, we only have $3,200 coming in, but that's with 16 businesses, and that's not with Pure Token being launched yet. And the more when we add more projects, we add more currencies, we add more features, obviously, and continue our business growth, that number is going to skyrocket. So we'll have a bigger budget by then to continue doing all the needs that we need to do to continue to push this as far as we can.
Sorry, can I just jump in a second there again, Poppa?
yeah, I was about
Um,
to. I was about to open it up for questions anyway. So go ahead.
I'm getting a little bit confused here. Obviously, there was the talk about you've inadvertently sort of let people believe that the two are really interconnected, and you want to try and separate them. But the costs for the business and the CRM is going to be paid by the taxation on the people that are buying the token, who are then paying a tax to spend the token in order to pay the fees for it to run. So it just sounds like things are being separated so that the CRM side of the business can operate, but it's the token that's bearing all the brunt. So the people that are investing in it are the ones
We
that are paying for the entire process,
well we
while
well
it's not actually being separated. It's only being separated on a business level, but the finances are being continuously used.
So we charge a 2% transaction fee on every token that goes to the CRM. So basically, obviously Pure Token isn't the only currency that's going to be going through this. We obviously accept several other currencies, and then it's also up to the business's discretion. So those tokens aren't free. We get paid every time if a Bitcoin transaction goes through, Ethereum, if it's whatever currency it is, we get paid on that. We also get paid 1.2% on all Visa and MasterCard transactions. So when it comes to the $3,200 that we're currently making, we have to remember that Pure has not launched yet. So the $3,200 that is being generated weekly at this point is coming from all the other currencies, and Visa and MasterCard that we are getting paid on transactions for.
Right. That doesn't really address what I was saying. What I'm saying is made a point of how when you've launched it, the two are too closely entangled, so you want to separate the CRM from the token. So, they're going to operate separately. You want the differentiation between them, hence, the audits and the company info being on the CRM website and the token being specifically about the token. But the token is being used directly and indirectly, both by taxation and things like that, and I assume from the sounds of it, probably the token distribution as well, to pay for things for the CRM, which people aren't getting information to. But as you say, then yes, you've got all the taxation going through. Again, that's been taken out of that. From the sound of it, that's going to be put into the pot and used to pay people and to pay for running costs as well. But also, you've mentioned, again, going back to this separating them thing, but you're going to have on the token website a direct one-to-one transactional information reference coming onto the token website. I mean, I don't work in the industry anyway, so forgive me if I get it wrong, but one, I would have thought there'd be some sort of legislation against showing full transactional data and companies would have to agree to it. But secondly, that is a direct, specific link between the token and the company saying, look, this is why you're profiting. This is how we will make your money by this company. So again, that's putting the two directly in the same pot again.
Yeah. So when it comes to data that'll be on that'll be public for our holders and anybody to see, all we're showing them is the transactions. We're not going. We're not. There's not going to be. There's not going to be a list of businesses that, and then how much they made, how much of that was crypto, how much of that was Visa, Mastercard, how much of that was ACH. Obviously, we cannot do that. But when it comes down to the transparency side of it, we can show you whatever we want for Pure Token. We can show you whatever we want for whatever crypto transactions. We just can't show you the crypto transactions and then also the business name, their address, all their proprietary information. We can't do that. But we can make sure that we are transparent for our holders and any future holders as well. When it comes, and then I don't think I necessarily understand how the token is taking the biggest hit because again, as of right now, everything is being funded by other currencies, not Pure Token. In fact, $3,200 a week right now that we're profiting on transaction fees, and Pure Token hasn't even been involved yet.
Well, because the fee on Pure Token is 2%. And
it's
plus the 3% buy fee, which people are using to buy into it anyway. So I said
Right.
you've got that total 5%, and you did specifically say, I've got to say, when you mentioned the DApp, we will show every company, every transaction, everything they're doing. You can break it all down specifically and see exactly what's happening. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm saying, like, the data that you're showing doesn't sound that you would be able to do that, because you would think there'd be some sort of laws about privacy or business regulations, or I don't know. But I'd say it sounds like you want to separate it, but you want to put it together, but you want to separate it, but you want the token to pay for it. So it sounds like everything's really mishmashed.
Well, the businesses that use our system will absolutely be public for several different reasons. The transactions will be absolutely public, but I never said I was going to say match the businesses with the transactions. I can show you the transactions, absolutely. But I'm not going to pair the business name with each transaction history. That's not exactly what I said. What I was trying to get across was we are going to be able to show you the businesses and we are going to be able to show you the transactions.
Oh, sorry, didn't realize my mic was muted again there. Yeah, I don't know. That's it. For me personally, the way everything's been done, it doesn't quite make sense whether it is actually separate or whether it is actually together. There seem to be different aspects are given a different view, depending on what suits best for it to function. If that makes sense. You know, it's separate, it's together, it's separate, it's together. We're going to link this, but we're not going to link that. I'll show you this, but that's got nothing to do with it, sort of thing. There doesn't seem to be any set flow of what is going to happen, what's not going to happen, what's going to work together, and why things are being kept separate, because they're not.
They very much so are kept separate. So let me just reiterate. We want to be as transparent as possible in every possible way, legal way. So I can absolutely should tell everybody that which businesses are signed up for our CRM. I can absolutely tell everybody how much crypto transactions are going through the CRM. I can then also break it down per currency. What I cannot do is match those transactions per currency or per whatever, and then put the business label on them. So, for instance, if business A is doing $10,000 worth of transaction fees, and business B and C are doing around 15 to 20, I can tell you that. I can tell you which businesses are accepting which currencies, which ones they're doing the most of, which ones they're not doing so great in. But what I can't do is tell you who business A, B, and C are on the chart.
Right. But do you agree in saying that they were initially together, but you're separating them for legal reasons and so on, but then providing direct data feeds from the CRM on the token in order to encourage people to buy the token because they're buying into the business effectively? Like Poppa said, that is, regardless of how you try to separate it in your mind, that is encouraging people to buy a token for a direct profit share in a business, which makes it a security, especially with staking. That's the
So
declaration you're making by providing that information. It's not there just for fun. It's there to say, look, this is what you can make money on.
right, but we're also showing the same data for other tokens. That's the point I'm trying to make is yes, we want to separate for legal reasons the token side of like the audits and then the CRM side for like the audits, that kind of thing. But when it comes to data of cryptocurrency within the CRM and for our holders, we're not just going to show them pure transactions. We're going to show them all transactions, Bitcoin, Ethereum, whatever you name it, it'll be on there. So I don't think I'm getting the correlation between how we're separate but together when we're going to show not just pure token, but we're also going to show every transaction, regardless of what currency it is.
Because I'm not referring to specifically you're showing the data for Pure Token. I'm saying by linking the data about transactions on the CRM
Right.
to the Pure Token website
Right.
as an encouragement to say you should buy and stake our token because you will make money, because look at the transactions the CRM is doing. You are literally directly saying the token and the CRM are tied together. They're not separate.
Okay. All right. Um, I'm not sure how else to answer it. The reason we're going to do that is because the token is using the CRM as a utility. We want businesses to sign up for the CRM, and we want people to use the Pure token, which of course the CRM is the Pure token's utility. And we want to be transparent. So if we have to call it together, we'll call it together for that circumstance. If that's what we have to do, but we do want to continue to be as transparent as possible.
Okay, yeah. I'll hand you back over to Ricky anyway. It's late for myself, so I'm going to be getting off. I'll leave it to you, Poppa.
Good night, Cole. Does anybody else have any questions? And before I open it up to questions, just please keep it respectful. And you know, I don't want anybody to come on here and just start fudding. So if anybody has any questions, let me know. All right. I guess everybody's shy. Well, I think Drake, I think we've gone over some issues that you might have moving forward. So, you know, what are your plans to fix some of these issues that we've gone over?
Well, I think the main concern, the main issue that was brought up tonight, in my opinion, the most important one, was the liquidity lock. I think I want to go a little bit more into that and figure out what we can do to make it more comfortable for everyone involved. That's what I took away as the biggest concern.
Well, it wasn't the liquidity lock. It was the 49.9% that is going to
right.
be unlocked.
I'm sorry. Right, that's what I mean.
The development fees and the you know, the extra, the 5% tax going into development.
For 6 miles.
So yeah, that was one of my main issues that I had.
Right, and to be honest, being brought to my attention, that's something that should definitely be looked at, and then a solution came up to. When it comes to like the separation between the CRM and the token and all that, the conversation I was just into, I think that's really just you know, maybe not be on the same page a little bit. But from this, I think the best thing that I need to do is just sit down, figure out what we can do moving forward for that, and come up with the best solution for sure.
Yeah, for sure, man. And the separation between the CRM and the token is actually necessary, so you don't get labeled as a security.
Right.
But at the same time, it's not separate
Right.
because transaction fees are going to holders. Transaction fees are going into liquidity, and they're going to the private sale investors. So that would in turn label it as a security. It doesn't matter if it's a separate entity or not. Uh, just speaking legally wise, you might be able to pull it off. I don't know, but further down the road, will it be sustainable if the SEC comes after you? Probably not.
I'm sure we'll figure
Uh,
it out.
yeah, for sure, man. I'm just trying to point out some of the issues. I, you might be a great guy, man. I don't know you personally. I've talked to you a few times, and I'm not saying that you are intentionally going to do anything malicious, but you know, um, right now, from the outside looking in, it just doesn't, it doesn't look great. So yeah, there's definitely some things to work on, and I would definitely like to have some updates on future plans moving forward. Um, with what you're gonna fix as far as the things that we've talked about here.
Absolutely, I'd be delighted to for sure.
Yeah, and please don't forget to drop those screenshots that we talked about the transactions going out to the CEX and everything.
Yeah,
Um, just like I said, for everybody's peace of mind, everybody that's asking, just drop those so it's all cleared up.
yeah, absolutely. I'd be glad to.
But it has been great talking to you, man. I mean, I'm sorry this might have got a little rough here, but if there are issues, they've got to be brought up. So
No, I enjoyed it. I'm glad we had a discussion. Looking forward to seeing what type of solutions I can create that make everyone happy.
perfect, man. I mean, even if there were issues, I think you handled yourself fine. Um, I know you might not have thought some of the things through, but with this being you haven't launched yet, everything is definitely able to be fixed.
Right. Absolutely. And I have a lot of great people behind the project too. So once I get off this call, I'll reach out to them and see what we can come up with.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's been great having you. I'm gonna stop the recording real quick. Thank you guys all for coming. Thank you, Drake, for coming, and Purecoin. um, Hopefully we can talk again soon
In 2
and
miles,
we can have some
head east,
updates.
US 129 north, US 441
Absolutely.
toward
Very
Commerce,
soon.
Jefferson.